Hey, what's up, guys and gals? Bonafide Hustler here, and we are live with the Bonafide Muscler Show. This is the actual second episode, and yeah, should be a lot of fun. I always say that. We are repping something that is, relevant to tomorrow. The early bird tea. Look at that. Boom. Sitting there right in the flesh. We got a little early bird tea. I'm going to say hi in the chat if anybody's in here and you want to say hello back, then feel free to do that. Hello is being put in the chat. Now, all right. So this show, I'm going to cover some things, and some things are going to be like right off the cuff. We're just going to go through some shoes. We're going to go through some garage sale talk, some pep talk, and maybe close out with some lifestyle things. So plenty of places to ask great questions if you want to ask some great questions. And it should be a good show. And thank you right now for the person that hit that like button, because I'm like watching some of these stats, and it's just nice to see everyone in here. Now, probably it takes YouTube all the way up to like sometimes 5 minutes to kind of blast it out so people can start really coming in. But for the people that are here, let me know where you're tuning in from. And the second question is, are you going to garage sales tomorrow? So here's my phone. Look at this background. Isn't that dope? Isn't that awesome? Yeah, a little retro background. Okay, so let's take a look at garage sales tomorrow right here on the show. So I'm going to go to the Craigslist app. I like this app a lot. I feel like it just finds most of them. And we're going to search around a region. So I'm going to kind of pull up a part of town that I could go to. I would go right about this much. And this is what I'm seeing right now. It doesn't look that great, but I'm going to go and hit up garage sales regardless because it's going to be fun. You know, all it takes is one or two to really make your day. So I'm going to look at a couple of these pins. And then one that sounds kind of interesting to me is this yard sale right here. This one sounds pretty cool. This one's at 7 a.m. That was pretty early in the morning. But we have plants, books, clothing, bike parts, electronics, furniture, nostalgic children's toys. Ooh, that could be good. And more. I love the and more part, right? So we're going to be looking at that for sure. And then some people are hitting up some comments here. Let me read them out as they come in because, you know, that's just what the show's all about. It's a live show. American Rod Shop says Birmingham, Alabama. I'm not gonna hit up garage sales this weekend, but next weekend. Cool. Good to see you, ARS, American Rod Shop. And then we have Al in the house hitting the flea market at 6:30 in the morning. Wow, never been that early. Hoping to find some vendors that are setting up and paying their asking price for their best stuff. That's pretty cool. Well, Al, welcome to the show. And on subsequent shows, let me know how you did at that flea market. It sounds pretty cool. It sounds very early in the morning. But I love the hustle. That's good. And you got to go early bird. Look at that. You better have this tea. You probably don't have the tea, but, you know, I designed this thing myself, by the way. Look at that. I didn't outsource that, nothing. I designed that thing. A little bird, it's got a little piece of cheddar in its little talons or claws or whatever. Look at that. Incredible. We have an estate sale with some camping gear and some home furnishings. The 9 a.m. There's a canoe, ice chests, biking gear again. All right. Rooftop tent, musical instruments. Hey, that could be good. So, you know, it doesn't look that good tomorrow, but I'm still going to make it out. I'm still going to maybe grab some cool magic eggs. If you watch the vlogs, you know what I'm talking about. We got a question that just came in. Do you believe you get better deals at yard sales or thrift stores? 100% yard sales, without a doubt. Or does it depend on the product that you find? No, definitely 100%. It's going to be definitely garage sales. How many garage sales do you have mapped out? You know, as of right now, I'm just going through it kind of in a haphazard manner. And I mean, as of right now, I only see 3 that excite me. And last weekend, there was like almost 10 or 8, I guess. And that was enough to have, you know, a pretty solid day. That's probably after everything's all said and done and sold and at the avenues where it belongs at and sold. You know, it's probably, I don't know, $800 day, maybe $8,000 day, something like that. 8,000, not 8,000, but $8,000 day. But I see some more garage sales down south, which means I have to invest a little bit more travel time to get there. I haven't looked at any kind of like community-wide ones. Garage sales, multiple households, vistas of Austin. So this came up. I'm looking at this one right here. And multiple garage sales in the vistas of Austin neighborhood. Maybe I can go there. We'll see. But it's pretty far. That's definitely not close. So we'll see. But the good thing is tomorrow we got the e-money in the vehicle, I think. As of right now, e-money is going to be in the vehicle. So that should be fun. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys like kind of how I estimate how successful my day is going to be by looking at Craigslist. And I don't know, tomorrow looks all right. I'm still going to go out. I love it. I love the feeling. It's great. It's filming is cool. So yeah, I'm definitely going to make it out. Last weekend was it was good. It was way worth going out for sure. So we have some more people that have tuned in. For the people that haven't commented, where are you from? Are you garage sailing tomorrow? Let me know. Okay, so I want to know that because I want to know who's garage sailing. Oh, there's some other neighborhoods that I don't like going to, and they have pins all over them and stuff, and maybe there's going to be some neighborhood-wide ones there, but yeah, I'm not really. There are definitely some yard sales if I want to make a drive, but we'll see. We'll see. So let's now pivot to shoes. Here we go. American Rod Shop has another question. Do you freestyle when out? And this little heart button is like, I got to get this chat. Okay, that's the reason why I need people to like comment way more in the chat, because that way it goes up. And the very bottom one, the very bottom thing that I'm reading, there's like this stupid heart thing in the way, and I don't know how to get it out of here. It's just like in the way. Get out of here. Okay, so American Rod Shop. Do you freestyle when out yard sailing, or do you plan out your route? I do plan out my route. Now, when I'm out my route about 10:30, when things get a little dicey and you're kind of like, all right, you've seen a bulk of what you need to see by 10:30, then I'll freestyle on the way home if need be. Especially if I see some rogue garage sale signs on the side of the road, like I'll usually go to those. We have Kevin Hawthorne in the house. Good evening from Lakeland, Florida. Good evening from Austin, Texas, man. And thank you for being here. Okay, so let's pivot to some other things. And that it will be shoes until we get some more garage sale questions. So let's take a look at some shoes that I've recently picked up. And the way that I do that is I just go into the good thing about kind of catch-22, right? I store all my workout content, all this fitness crap, and all this stuff on my phone. But I also shoot all my pictures on my phone now. If you were to ask me this question 5 years ago, I'd be like, no, I only use a digital camera, and like that way it's not on my phone. That would be my argument. Now that it's all on my phone, it's interesting because if I get stuck in a car or airport terminal, or if I'm bored, why is my dog like barfing? If I get stuck somewhere, I can always make content. I can make things happen. So I have a lot of pictures on the phone. They're just like tons and tons and tons and tons of pictures. So let's take a look at some of these, right? Let's take a look at some of these shoes that I picked up lately. And, what's the story behind some of these things? I mean, definitely some have sold. Some I'm asking like the moon for. But let's take a look. So I'm going to bring you guys to a pair of shoes that actually sold this morning. We're not technically shoes, but if you follow the vlogs and you follow some of the Instagram stuff, you might have seen this one already. But they sold this morning for $317.12. These guys. It's a $50 pickup from a garage sale right there. All right. So pretty nice. Those are Nocona exotic python snake, boots, cowboy boots. Good embroidery, two-tone. Got that python right there. Oh, looks so good. Anyway, so yeah, those were definitely, padded up real nice. I mean, they look good. And this is what Nocona boots, if you ever flip Nocona boots, that's what the interior would look like, something like that. And yeah, so I held out for those quite a bit. I turned down a $220 offer on day one for those boots. That was a good idea. And I finally found a buyer at $317.12, which is kind of bizarre because I don't even know how it got to $317.12. I'm trying to figure it all out. I can't figure it out. I don't even know how. So the underside of the boots look like this. So nothing super crazy, but boots can be resold, Very nice boot. $50 at a garage sale, and I sold them this morning. So that was nice. And, we sell things in the booth all the time too. So I'm going to bring you guys back. Let's just talk about the first part of the year. So we'll just say early part of January. We're like, what kind of shoe stuff have I picked up from the early part of January that deals with footwear? All right. Let's take a look. So I'm going back to January 1st and I'm scrolling in my phone. And anytime I see anything footwear related, I'm going to just take a picture of it. Or I'm just going to talk about it, right? Little shoes to bucks. And mind you, the all famous shoes to bucks guide is 50% off this month only. In fact, give me 1 second. Let me get the code. And that shoes to bucks code is sitting in the chat if you want to pick it up and if you want to learn this stuff. So, okay, so I'm scrolling my pictures to see jackets, a lot of boots and jackets and crap that went to the booth, blah, 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 Metallica shirt. Here's a pair of shoes. All right, so here's a cool pair of shoes. These are tennis shoes. These are called they're made by On. These are called the Roger. On, you can see like the On Running logo right there. It's like right there. You can see it. These are called the Roger. So they make the Roger and they make the Roger Pro. The Roger will sell between, I don't know, 50 and like $80. The Roger Pro between like 80 and 120. But these shoes are typically about $150 to $200 new. So I found these for like, I don't know, $12 or $11 at a Goodwill, shooting for about 50 locally to 70 locally, and about the same on eBay, to be honest with you at this point. So, but yeah, some shoes to bucks right there. I was sitting at a Goodwill. So that was nice. And let's keep going down and see what other kind of shoes that Bonafide is getting into. This was cool. I thought this was a great kind of pickup, and I'm going to be holding out for right around this, like, after everything's all said and done, promoted listing fees and dynamic rates or whatever, and the shipping is calculated. Something like this will probably pay me about $150. And I paid, I think, 25 or 12 for these, maybe 12. Not something you see every single day. So these are reissues, right? Keywords: Michael Chang, tennis, Reebok Pump. Those are awesome. Look at that. Super cool. Not something you see every single day. So yeah, these are the Reebok Pump Michael Chang ones. The reissues, blah, blah, blah. So nice. Yeah, I really do think they're going to end up selling for right around $200. But after all said and done, I'll probably walk with like 160, maybe 150, something like that. We'll see. The underside of those, they have the Hexalite bottom. If you know anything about the Hexalite bottom and the Reebok pumps from back in the day, those are pretty nice. Yeah, so those are nice. What else we got here? We got some shoes that my girlfriend picked. Oh my God, these were great. So this is my girlfriend picked up these where I was with her. So this never made it on the vlog or anything, right? We weren't filming this day, so these are cool, right? They're in the kids section. There's a pretty small boot, but they weren't kids. They were women's, and we knew it. Pretty nice. Like, you don't see kids wearing stuff like this. And yeah, kids boots. Look at the price of this. Kids boots, guys. You see it? Do you see it? Do you see that price? $3.49. Mismarked, or yeah, mismarked. Is that a word? Anyway, yeah, pretty intense, pretty awesome. Ken this 15 in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. He's saying yo Bonafide, and I say yo Ken this 15. Good to see you. All right. So shortly after that, found this at a Goodwill. Forgot what I paid for these things. Probably 15. Noble, right? Those are Noble shoes right there. These are called the runners, or the class. No, these are just runners. The runner, something knit runners, I guess. Anyway, really good CrossFit-y kind of brand. Kind of see it right there. Boom, Noble. The logo looks like this in the back. You can kind of see it. Those sold for 60 locally. That was nice. I was asking like 100 on eBay. But I sold them locally because I tend to double list a lot of things. Okay, or triple. This was pretty cool. This was coming out of a cart. As I walked into this Goodwill, a cart was being pushed out of the back room, and this was on the cart, and I immediately snagged them. So it was just pure luck that I came up on these things. And I think they were asking about 16 or 20 bucks for something like this. And so those are nice. Those are Fry harness riding boots. Real cool. And they are in mint. I don't even know if they've seen the ground, right? They're size 11, made by Fry. And look at the actual sole of these things. What? Are you kidding me? Sitting on a Goodwill cart. Had to buy those. have had multiple people locally been like, I want them, I got the money. And I think they're up for like $140, but nobody has come. But still, like plenty of people, a couple, there's been at least 3 people that have said like, I want them. Like, I think with Austin and the traffic, it's like people say certain things and then they realize like, oh crap, like I got to get in Austin traffic to go get these things. And that's a different story. But, there's definitely a good interest for them. I know I could sell them for 100 locally. Probably sell them for about 150, 200 on eBay. So something that can, they're ready on eBay as well. Here's another pair of shoes. These are CD Genius, probably Genius 3 or Genius 5 road biking shoes, leather road biking shoes. So those are nice, right? CD, should always know about CD. There they are. So those will usually sell between 50 and 100 on eBay. You always want to check the undersole, make sure that they're pretty good. But these were in great condition, as we can see right there. I think these things were 10 or less. And I always like to shoot for 50 to 100 on those. Oh, man. Not shoe related, but hey, probably the dopest thing in the entire phone. Look, magic eggs. Makes me happy. If you watch the vlogs, you know what's up. Oh, you know what? Not shoe related, but I'll show you something that my girlfriend, who I've been teaching for the past year and a half for my girlfriend, I've been teaching her how to make some more money on the side. And so on her own accord, she scouts Facebook Marketplace at least 20 to 30 times a day now, like I do. And she'll run me pictures and she'll be like, is this worth it? Is that worth it? Is this worth it? And there's sometimes where she's just like, I'm gonna go and get this thing. I'm pretty sure it's worth it, and that's when a picture like this came through, I was like, oh yeah, 100%, go get that. $40, go get that thing, So she got this thing for $40 about a month and a half ago. It's a Marin Bolinas Ridge 1, 27.5 mountain bike, extra small frame. And we flipped it, or she flipped it last night for $350. It was a $40 bike, $350 cash. So that was cool. Not a shoe, but it's in the phone. I want to tell you guys about it because I'm proud of her, So that's Thrifty Z who did that all on her own. She actually went and got it. I showed her how to put a bike rack on her car and how to do it, the whole thing, how to bike check a bike when you get to it. Like, anyway, so that's pretty cool. A couple questions have come into the feed. See, it's a live show, so you can do that. PJ Miller, would you list a pair of tennis shoes without insoles? Yes, absolutely. You just got to disclose that it doesn't have insoles. My husband has orthotics, and I did not notice there were no insoles when listing on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, you can totally do that. You can do that on eBay too. Just say no insoles. Al says, I found some blackjack elephant boots. Cool. I've had those before. One of the best quality boots I've ever sold. Yeah. I've sold a pair of those, and I've actually sold elephant boots themselves, like actual elephant boots. So that's pretty cool. More shoes. This one I'm not super proud of, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. These are some Noble shoes as well. These are Flyknit runners or whatever they call them. But the problem is they had some wear and tear on the inside heel, and I'm probably just going to end up letting these go for cost. I mean, the soles are great. They look so good. But then when I got them home, the back of the heel, like when you're putting your ankle in there, is kind of not shot, but, it's going to have some rub. So, I'm probably going to end up selling those things for like $30 or something. And I paid like $15 for them. So I'm not super proud of that, but at the end of the day, they're still Noble shoes, and you got to know about this brand Noble. Okay. Then here's a pair of my own Noble shoes that I'm getting so tired of them. I don't really like them that much, to be honest with you. I do a lot of working out, play a lot of pickleball. And quite honestly, these things, they kind of suck for working out, and they really suck for pickleball. So, again, we're dealing with this brand Noble, right? And these are my own personal shoes. In great condition. They do withstand a lot of abuse, that's for sure. But those will probably sell for like $50 locally. I am like $12 into those from a thrift store. Yeah, and I've used them a lot, actually. Okay, here we got a pair of boots. Lizard, these are exotic lizard Dan Post boots. Pretty nice. These are about $15 at a Goodwill. In the booth, this will sell for like 60 to about 100 because they're Dan Post. So they're a better brand like Lucchese or something like that. Probably closer to like 150 or something. What else we got here? So yeah, if you're interested in flipping shoes and starting to learn, okay, that's pretty cool because shoes are everywhere. You go to the thrift stores, you go to garage sales, everywhere you go, there are shoes. In fact, every single person I saw today had, shoes on their feet. Anyway, so If you want to learn the entire thing, there is a guide called Shoes to Bucks. In fact, if you look into the chat, there is a link to it at 50% off because this is shoe month with Bonafide's guides. Next month, what should it be? Should it be bikes? Should it be bags? You tell me. It's one of those two, probably. It could be outdoor items. What guide should I put 50% off next month? That's like 22 days away from now. Actually, no, it's more like 24. But, let me know. Help me out. I know that when it comes down to my highest selling guides, to be honest, you know what they are? It would be Bags to Bucks and Shoes to Bucks. Those are the top selling guides I've ever produced. Those two. And to no surprise, I got bags and all kinds of stuff sold here in this phone, like left and right. I'll show you. I showed this on another show. $1 bag right here. This, flipped for $180 right there. The guy was talking back and forth to me yesterday. All kinds of bags, man. Got a pretty cool. It's kind of dirty, but it's a REI, internal frame backpack for free at a garage sale. Probably get like $50 for that. But yeah, what are we going to use? Are we going to do bags or are we going to do bikes for next month? You got to let me know. All right. Here's a pretty cool one right here. Now I paid $27 for these, but they're Ariat Dusty X boots. They're pretty nice. So that went to the booth and they're also listed. So, looking for about 140 to about that 160 range on those. Those are by Ariat. Not a brand I really like to mess with, but So Candace15 says, what you're listing that camera bag from the rubbish sale for? Yeah, I just want to walk with like 100. So it was a Langley Cross. It's not the XC one. It's called something. Crossroads. Crossroads. Isn't that a Britney Spears movie that like really sucked? Anyway, yeah. Do I know what I'm listing that camera bag from the rummage sale for? 100 locally is like what I'm looking for. So I haven't put it on eBay, but maybe I will. I'm not sure. We'll see. Our time is out. It says Buff to Bucks. Yeah, we're gonna have a guide about me and my muscles. Okay, another pair of shoes. We've seen this brand on this show right now, CD, but these are mountain biking shoes. How do I know that? Well, the bottom of them look like this. They're not smooth. They're all jaggedy and stuff, right? So that way you can walk in the rocks and stuff. Cool. So those were $10, and they're going to sell between 50 and 100, both locally and on eBay. So pretty cool. And let's see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, these are kind of neat. Heritage women's boots right here with a zipper back. Boom. It's probably going to sell between 70 and 100 on eBay or locally, or maybe 60 locally, something like that. Those are made by, I think, Heritage. No. Freebird. Yeah, Freebird. Sorry. My bad. Freebird. Check those out. Found those at a garage sale. Pretty cool. These were a nice find from last weekend right here. Boom. Those are nice. Not a boot brand that I really care to like resell a whole bunch. It was like a weird sounding one. It's called Mescalero. Yeah, Mescalero. So yeah, but a fantastic looking boot. Had some blemishes and flaws. Asking 1 to 150 in the booth for them. It does have snake inlay as well. So there's embroidery with inlay. It's pretty dope. Anyway, so those were really cheap at some weird sale thing that was next to my house. And there we go. So that is my shoe stuff for this year so far. I don't just buy any old shoe that I can make $20 on. I like to buy shoes that I can make at least 50. That's kind of like the mark I'm going for when I mess with shoes. Now let's pivot to bags because I got a question about the bag that I found last weekend. It is a Langley, so there it is right there. You can see the picture of it. It's pretty cool. It's got some residue on this front flap, but who cares? This bag is pretty awesome. In fact, like the XC, it's called Globetrotter maybe it's called Globetrotter XC. Anyway, the XC version of this thing has more of a mesh back. This one doesn't have the mesh back. So this one is actually edition 1, non-XC, a little bit heavier, but it has the more armored back to it. This is a camera bag. And camera bags are pretty cool because they got dividers inside, protect your stuff, and it's not something I see every single day, especially the little swap sale kind of thing. So yeah, about $100 I think I'll make on that, or I'll get for that. I think a really unsuspecting find, this is not shoes related or whatever, are these brass candle. I think any given day, these things are going to sell. These brass candle wall kind of sconce looking things. I don't even know, but those things are cool. And I'm asking the moon for those things. By the way, something that was really cool. I don't even think I made it to. I don't think this made it on a vlog. Like, because I know my girlfriend and I found this together, but I don't think I was filming that day. I sold an actual replica firearm yesterday in the booth. There was a rifle, a flintlock rifle that sold, and we sold it for about $180. As you know, my booth is closing down pretty soon, so we've been marking down prices and stuff here and there. But this rifle, I was $30 into at a garage sale, and it did take about 5 months to sell it. It was super cool, but just a nice kind of like flip, something I sold today. A little Bikes to Bucks. This was my personal bike. It's all profit on this bike because I bought it alongside another bike, right? This little Electra Ghost Rider chopper. Sold it for $350 today. And this one was already paid for and everything. So that was all just profit right there. So yeah, a lot of fun. All this stuff is like super, super fun. Now, let's break off for trivia, right? Let's break off for Bonafide trivia. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. What movie? Let's see how fast people are on the keys here. Are you ready? Are you ready? What movie? Ready? What movie? Hurry. Put it in there. What movie? What movie? What movie? What movie? What movie? Go for it. Watched it the other day. Probably for like the 100th time in my life. Come on. This is right along my little age demographic from the analytics from YouTube. I know for sure. Ooh, there's a bike that I can pick up for $20 tonight. The guy's getting back to me. Didn't catch it in time. Ken, this 15. Are you crazy? Ooh, it's actually super close, this bike. Might have to go get it after. Oh, it's super close. Wait a minute. Yeah, it is. Okay, I might have to go get that bike after this show. $20 bike. It's probably going to sell for $200. Yeah, I think I have to go pick that up after the show. Okay, but I was going to go to Trader Joe's anyway, and this bike is pretty close to Trader Joe's. So might have to go get that. Let me make sure to ask the person, are you around tonight? Okay, it's Facebook Marketplace stuff. Are you around tonight? Let's see. Are you around tonight? I'm making deals, making money, making cheddar right here. Here we go. All right, I'm going to show the picture again. Are you guys ready to comment? Are you guys ready? All right, I'm going to show the picture again. I am just, I don't know. I'm a little dissatisfied that nobody caught this yet. Come on. I'll show you another scene from the movie. Are you ready? Comment what movie this is. It's Bonafide trivia. What movie? What movie? What movie is this from? Hurry. What movie? What movie? All right, ready? What movie is this from? What movie? Hurry. Tell me right now. What is it? Who's got who's down for the Bonafide trivia? I am so surprised no one's getting this because it's like super iconic scene. Anyway. Let's see what else we can talk about. We can pivot now. We can pivot to some other things. Let me know. Manson Floyd says, I bought a pair of Max 110 rollerblades, which I listed for barely used condition. I don't know much about Max 110s, but most rollerblades are going to check out between $50 and $100. Don't put it on eBay unless you want $20 to $25 in shipping. But anyway, yeah. Let me know. Have I ever sold teaks before? Yes. I believe that's like a clog looking thing. Hold on. Let me make sure. Pretty sure there's teaks. Yeah, they're like shoes. I thought they were like clog looking things or flats. There's some. Yeah, I know I've done. Oh, I think my girlfriend has done these before. Yeah, no, I haven't, but for some reason I thought they were clogged. Anyway, cool. Be on the lookout. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so little swig. Take a little swig of this concoction right here for the company that I work for, Organic Muscle. Pretty nice. This is the Greens Blend. It is absolutely delicious. Sitting right here, Organic Muscle. Look at that. Superfoods for athletes. I'm an athlete guy. I'm just kidding. This is Citrus Sunrise. Really incredible. Look, if you go to this site, Organic Muscle, you see that? Use the code BODDAMN, BODDAMN, save you 15%. Even homeboy Dumpster Marcus uses Organic Muscle, right? So anyway, we're gonna get that company blown up one day. Me and my friend, James, who's the CEO of this company. I work alongside him. Yeah, a lot of fun. Organic performance supplements. What's not to like? Okay, so let's talk about some lifestyle stuff. We can pivot if you guys want to. Unless you got more actual reselling questions, we can pivot to, some questions. Sorry. Now I'm like obsessing over checking my yeah, he's around tonight. So this bike is gonna be pretty cool. I can't show it to you because then people are gonna be like, ooh, I want to snake you, Let's see. It needs a new front tube. The seat could be replaced. Cool. I have seats. I've got tubes. It looks pretty cool. Yeah. It's pretty nice, actually. Okay. So I think I'm going to get it. Yeah. Or at least go look at it. So the movie, I'll tell you right now, it's The Never-Ending Story. Okay. Now, this is just kind of crazy because those are the two. That's the scene from the Southern Oracle, I want to say. Yeah. So anyway, let's see a couple things that are going on in my life that's pretty cool before we pivot to the reselling part of, the fitness part of it. I have a big oak tree outside, right? Got a big oak tree. We got an owl box in the oak tree, so we get owls. Every year we get owls. Oh, but we got 2 owls this time. This is the first time in 7 years I've ever seen 2 owls in the oak tree, in their little owl box. Isn't that cool? Right outside my front door. Small things in life matter. That's what she said. Yeah, but we have 2 little owls. Love that. Yeah, don't let the small things in life pass you by. There's greatness all around, all the time. So that's pretty cool. 50Z and I, there's some lifestyle stuff. I've been eating pretty healthy lately. All right, we got potatoes and broccolini and some wild salmon right there. I'm crushing 2 fillets of wild salmon in this picture, so that's probably a solid 50 or 60 grams protein. What else? We went to a little bit more lifestyle stuff. We've been playing a lot of pickleball too, Thrifty Z and I. So we got some cool pictures of pickleball right there. Look at those shoes right there. Pretty nice. Some little tech challenges. Andre Agassi shoes from the 80s. Commemorative shoe. It's a reissue. It's a reissue. Get it? Okay. Been doing a lot of working out too. So there's a ton of workout stuff. I'm actually filming form videos and stuff for this new project that should come out in 60 days. So we got formed videos galore in this phone and in a professional camera. Hitting some shrugs on that one, showing all the form for all kinds of random stuff. So yeah, a lot of editing to be done for that. What else is going on in my life? Oh yeah, the gym that I go to, it allows dogs. Well, it's not my dogs, but these are the dogs that I pet on some of the days. Pretty cool. I love that. One of the gyms that I go to. I have 2 gym memberships. What else is going on? Here's a cool picture of the AirTech challenges when I got them. Those are pretty awesome. Love those shoes. That was a good flip. I don't want to talk about flips right now. Average kind of breakfast looks like this for me lately. It's a little bit of ketchup on 5 scrambled eggs, 1 avocado, and some chicken thigh, organic chicken thigh. And then it's not on a bed of anything, but sometimes I put this on a bed of black beans, and then I'll chase a big ass smoothie behind it or something like that. So, kind of go to standard breakfast that I kind of mess with. At Costco, they have some really good deals on these things right now. You should go check them out. Some dates. It's a great way to naturally sweeten a smoothie or just have some good kind of energy, right? Dates are real good. These are organic. When I make organic thighs and I spice it up with Kinder's spices, then, you end up with something like this out of the Traeger right there. Some nice thighs, organic with organic seasoning. So that's important. What else we got going on? Let's see. Yeah, a lot of workout stuff on this phone. I'll tell you that for sure. A lot of workout stuff. Z and I went to a really quick bar last night just to go pick up something from a friend, and the bar had all these cool outdoor signs and stuff from Austin and businesses that have closed in Austin, so or just signs that they've commissioned, and it's all really cool stuff. It's called Sign Bar, and it just has all these really neat neon signs from things in town. So that was kind of cool. And it's a pretty popular place, but finally I found some time to go there because it's kind of far. And yeah, just last weekend I got some time finally to get out in the open, go hit some mountain biking, which was cool. So there's a shot of Walnut Creek, some of the new build kind of stuff, and a shot of my bicycle that I was using. And it's going to be a really big year. And 2024 is going to be awesome. I'm about to pull the trigger on a season pass for the Barton Springs kind of thing. Don't know if you've ever been to Barton Springs or any kind of cold springs, but these are amazing. We have some in town, and the season pass just opened today. So you can go unlimited from now till October. And it's a place where you can obviously, get into some water that is being filtered from the earth, which is very good for your skin, your hair, your scalp, everything. It's just really good. And it's 67 degrees, 65 degrees, something like that. So each time a resident goes into Barton Springs, it's $5 admission. And if you're a non-resident, I think it's more like $8 or maybe $10. And so I'm a resident of Austin, Texas. I live in an Austin, Texas house. I have a zip code, Austin, Texas, whatever. So the season pass is $190. Kind of sounds like a lot of money, but if you start going a ton of times, it only takes like 33 visits or 35 visits, something like that. And you basically have made all your money back, maybe more close to 38. But the season pass comes with this awesome parking pass too, that allows you to park close to Barton Springs and not pay the meters. You don't have to pay the meters if you have this little placard looking thing that goes on your window. Now that's important because the meters are alone like $5 or $10 to park. So, doing a lot of that. Obviously, Magic Eggs, a bunch of lifestyle stuff, and just staying active, doing a lot of fun stuff, and playing a lot of pickleball, getting a lot of meat in me. When it's time to like super bulk, getting a lot of meat, and then cooking that meat and then putting it with butter pasta and then some organic green beans. Pretty nice. All that stuff's organic, believe it or not. It's kind of bland. Kind of was a little bit, but whatever. Eating healthy. But yeah, so that's where we are. I tend to go to the gym a lot. Not a lot, but 4 times a week. And I'm trying to ride like all the time, ride even more. Something I found out today that was pretty cool was that on a proper kind of cardio day, you do want to be hitting intervals of like 4s and 3s, meaning 4 minutes on at a heart rate that's like between 70 and 80% of your max. Definitely the kind of energy output that you wouldn't be able to have like a real good conversation with somebody that's like right beside you. So let's say you're riding your bike, and you go 4 minutes on, 3 minutes off, like 4 minutes on, 3 minutes off, 4 minutes on, 3 minutes off. So I learned that today. It's pretty cool. Very tested method scientifically to kind of like radically lengthen your life and to make you way less predisposed to the top 9 things that grace a human being as they age, whether it be cardiac or mental related, all these illnesses that come. So there are ways around that, and doing cardio is one of those things. Strength training is one of those things. Sauna is one of those things. Cold plunging, there's all a bunch of stuff. So I learned on the cardio front today that 4 and 3 is a very important number. So 4 minutes, like if I want to be riding my bike in my neighborhood, I want to go 4 minutes of, I wouldn't say excruciating, but you want to be definitely, pinned out pretty good. And then you take 3 minutes off, just chill, normal kind of pace, and then you go back on for 4 minutes. They say if you don't have time for that, then just do like a 1 minute on, 1 minute off, if you really have to if you only had 10 minutes on your hands or something like that. So anyway, interesting things that I found out. Yeah. So if you have any questions about fitness stuff, let me know. And I always try to ask the audience this, but what's like the number one fitness thing that you want to kind of change in 2024? What would that be? If you could have just like a magic lamp at a garage sale, and you pick it up, you're like, ooh, this is a magic lamp. And if I just rub this thing, I'm going to get my own, this one wish like done. And it can't be money. Okay. It can't be money. So what would the one wish do? It has to do with your health. Okay. Let's just put it that way. It can't be like, oh, I want to bring my, grandpa back. Like, I don't, yeah, it can't be that. Can't be like, oh, I want to have dinner with Oprah. Like, it can't be that either. It has to be something dealing with your health. What would you ask the magic lamp? Well, you'd rub the absolute crap out of it and be like, I want this, So, and then the very next day you would have it. What would that be? Would that be to weigh less? Would it be to be stronger, to be injury-free? Would it be pain-free? Would it be no diabetes? Like, what would that be that you would ask that lamp? I'm just curious. So just go put that into the comments. And I'm curious to see what the responses are. And honestly, right now, like for the people that come to my show, don't feel ashamed or anything like that. It's a really safe place and everything. So, if you're thinking about something and you're like, I don't want someone to see my moniker and be like, oh, and start picking at me, like they're not going to do that. We don't do that here on this channel. And I will remove somebody. I literally have this thing next to everyone's name. It has like 3 little dots. And one of them says pin message. One says report. One says remove. One says put the user in timeout. I could put people in timeout. I could hide the entire user from the entire channel, or I can add a person as a moderator. I'm not going to pick the last one, that's for sure, because that's kind of funny. But let me know. Let me know. Try to stick around for like 5 or 10 more minutes, but I want to see what the responses are. And can you hear me right now? I'm not sure. Because we haven't had a comment in like, I don't know, the past 2 minutes or something. I'm wondering if the comment thing is working okay. I'm not 100%. I'm not convinced that it is. But yeah, let me know. And let's take a look here if any more comments come through. Some people have guessed the movie, but it was wrong. Princess Bride. And then once that person said Weird Science. But yeah, it was Never Ending Story from the little poll that I did earlier, the contest. PJ Miller. Oh, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Increase strength, arms and legs, help with balance. Oh, that's great. I love that. Arms and legs, legs especially, is very easy to increase strength in legs. Super easy. I mean, I do leg curl, leg extension, squat, deadlift, like done. Like that's it. I wouldn't even get into the leg press or none of that stuff. With leg press, you kind of lose the benefit of like your entire body bracing everything and all the pressure, which is one of the reasons why the squat and the deadlift are so superior, because there's just so much going on when you squat and deadlift. And I'm not, when I say squat and deadlift, y'all, like, I'm not talking about like Olympic grade strength or anything like that. And and especially women might listen to this and be like, squats and deadlifts, like I gotta get under a bar and like do stuff that like dudes typically do. But it's proven, especially with anti-aging and vibrancy, that getting under bars are very important for your longevity, especially for females. So, don't wait too long, especially for bone density and like proper hormone secretion on your bones, muscle building, so you'll be less injury prone. It's really important. So don't let these words squat and deadlift, learn, if anything, learn how to do it. And you don't have to put a ton of weight or anything, just like learn how to do it. Although when you get strong, you kind of want to, but I mean, you will start to challenge yourself any way you look at it, just because it's fun. But learn how to do that. I would say it's as elementary as learning how to make toast. Like you got to learn how to squat and deadlift. It's so important for aging. It's ridiculous. But increased strength in arms and legs is what PJ Miller is saying. And that would help with balance. Yeah. So helping with balance will be things that, if you want to work on your balance, you have to work on your core. And if you want to work on balance, you're typically doing things like one leg up, you're doing planks with like touching your, you're doing all kinds of things with basically using parts of your body to balance other parts of your body. So it does sometimes, it can sometimes make the workout take a little longer than normal because you have to work like each side. But anyway, that's how you kind of help with balance a lot of times. What would your wish be? Lost in time. My wish is I want to be the first man to give birth to triplets. Cool. 3 cheddar hunters, man. I would give birth to 3 cheddar hunters. I would make them work. Like, you are going to build the list, and you, little cheddar hunter, you're going to drive the truck, and the other cheddar hunter is going to be responsible for, making the negotiations happen. And then when they come home, one little cheddar hunter is going to unload the truck. One little cheddar hunter is going to list the items, and the other cheddar hunter is going to meet or pack the goods or meet with people that want to buy the goods. So I've got it down. So if you decide to have triplets, let me know how you did it, so I can do it too, and I can have little cheddar workers. JP, why is your booth closing? I don't know. It's just that the antique mall is a part of a roller skating rink, right? So you can imagine this like gigantic, long boxcar type building split in half. One half is a roller rink. That's pretty cool, and very popular, extremely popular. And then the other half is the antique mall, which is extremely popular too. Both have been around for 40 years. The person that owns that building and that land has decided to make now the entire thing a kind of adult playground, roller rink plus bowling and whole shebang. And, ultimately, it's his decision, like, it's his decision. He owns the land. He was leasing it out to the antique mall person, and that's the story. So the booth is not closing because it definitely doesn't have any like traffic or business or anything like that. That is absolutely not true. The booth has been doing better every single year. Like, every single year I've been there, it's just been like better and better and better. And it's kind of unfortunate, but I'm trying to remain pretty positive about it. Our time is out when this person is rubbing the lamp to have a wish to drop 5 more pounds to continue to get bigger and stronger. That's pretty cool. Love it. PJ Miller says, good advice, thanks. Yeah, just remember, PJ Miller, it's only 4 exercises. Like, master these 4: leg extension, leg curl, deadlift, and squat. Now, when you deal with deadlift, there are 2 variations. There's traditional and there's going to be sumo. I like to do sumo personally, but when I get bored of sumo, like, I'll get into traditional deadlifting again. Oh, I'll take it back. There's actually a third style too. It's called RDL, or Romanian deadlift, or also known as a stiff-legged deadlift. But I mean, whatever. So there's 3 styles of deadlift, and there's 2 styles. And then in squats, you have back squat, traditional squat, front squat. They're all good, to be honest with you. So I would just make sure that all the stuff that you do, like, try to do at least the deadlifts and the squats under a bar. Very important. Not dumbbells, a bar. Our time is out. Just turned 58 and feeling pretty good. That's awesome, man. I am proud of you. That is great. That's amazing. Drink a lot of water, but that's awesome. Make sure you drink a lot of water. You probably drink a lot of water, but you make sure you do. So what other questions do you guys have? See what I'm saying? Like, we go into like lifestyle portion. I asked you kind of like some pain points and stuff like that. And then we get to have some advice and all that kind of stuff. I've been lifting since, I would say my sophomore year of high school. So my sophomore year of high school, I can tell the story real quick, but I guess my dad thought I was tall enough, and he was like, son, it's time for you to get into weights. And I'm like, so excited. I couldn't believe it. This is amazing. Now, for people that know the Bonafide Hustler workout story, I guess this won't be of any use to you because you might have heard this story already. It's kind of a funny story. So, but yeah, when I was in the sophomore year of high school, my dad was like, all right, your grades are good. Like, let's get you some weights. And I was like, cool. Let's go get some weights. So we went to this place called, I think, Sportstown or something in Houston, Texas, by Memorial, somewhere up there. And we go to Sportstown and we go to the dumbbell area, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like enamored, looking like left and right on like all the aisles. I'm like, oh my God, there's like weight belts here and chains on that. And there's like, there's protein powder in this aisle, and then there's just a bunch of stuff on this one, and all the attachments for like the tricep rope and things that you put around your ankles, so that way you can do like glute exercises. And then there's like plates and there's everything, bars. And then my dad goes to a 15-pound dumbbell, 15-pound dumbbell. He goes, here you go. You're ready. You're ready to lift weights. And I'm like, cool. And I'm like, all right, let's get the other one, and he's like, no, you just need one. So I started my weightlifting journey with one 15-pound dumbbell. I felt so bad though. When I was going out, I was like, man, and mind you, my dad at that time, I'm just going to paint the picture. I'm not here like bragging about his salary or anything, but I think at that time of his life, he was probably cranking out around, I would comfortably say between maybe 350 and like 400K a year. Okay. So I think he should have bought me the second dumbbell is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why he didn't. I mean, nobody wants to have like a Popeye kid, right? With like one big ass arm and like one not big ass arm. So thought that was kind of peculiar, but I made it work, with that one demo. I had to learn a lot of wacky things. And then shortly after that, I was mowing some lawns. I got some allowance money. And then I decided to actually buy one of those standard kind of like squiggly bar looking things that have the rotating things at the side, and you can stack, the plates. So I had that plus 2 dumbbell versions of that. I had 110 pounds of weight combined with everything. And now I was talking. I got that from Oshman's by Westheimer, and I thought I was on top of the world. But here's the funny part. So I got those 2 dumbbell things, right? They weren't adjustable dumbbells. Remind me, they were just dumbbell, like, I don't know how to explain it. They're cores, right? And so you just put plates on there, and then you screw them together, and then you have like 2 15s, or maybe you want 2 25s or whatever. So you kind of piece it all together. I felt on top of the world when I had that set and I could afford it, and I bought it. I was like, oh my God. And then by that, in that time, it was like $119, and I'd saved that much money up, and it was great. But I brought it home, and I'm like, I am ready. I'm ready to get swole. It's gonna be amazing. The stuff I was watching at that time in my life was Baywatch, Bloodsport, Predator, 90210, Thundercats, probably a little bit. I mean, who the hell doesn't love Thundercats, dude? So like everyone's jacked in Thundercats. But yeah, so I was watching all the Van Damme movies, all the Rambo movies, all the Schwarzenegger movies, and what's like the thing that they all share is like they're all kind of jacked. So anyway, and Baywatch, so they're all kind of pretty ripped, And so I decided to lift more. And then I realized, wait a minute, I don't even have a bench, and all these weights are in my room. They weren't in the garage. So they're in my room, and I don't have a bench, so I improvised a bench. And how I did it was I had a chair that was about a foot away from the head of my bed, not my head of my bed, the foot of my bed. And I had a chair that had some books stacked on it to be equal with my bed. So my bed was like right here. I pulled up the chair right here, and then I stacked up some books to be level with the bed. And then I put my body on the bed, and then I put my head on the chair, and then I would just have dead space right here. And that's how I benched for like a year or 2 in my life until I was a senior in high school. But yeah, and then I had a full-length mirror, and that's where I made some significant, I would say, early gains in my life. But I've been working out since a sophomore in high school, and then I got around real professional grade gym equipment and everything like that in college, and then it just never stopped. And I got crazy strong, crazy big, and now I'm like, okay, don't really want to be crazy big, and it's really nice to be kind of strong, and stronger than you should be. And now I sit at 45 years old. I'm about 208 pounds, and we're probably going to bring that down to 202. Watch my channel, watch the Boddam channel on Instagram and the YouTube channel, and you kind of see what's going on. But now I am actually on a different mission, right? I've always been on a mission of fitness and lifestyle and, holistic this and that and mental work and all this really good stuff. But now my mission is a little different. Now my mission is going to be pivoting towards something I've always wanted to do, which is to create a really cool community or membership-based community of really people that want to get together and change, So I'll be at the head of that alongside some other people. And that thing should come out in about 60 days or so. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. And it's going to be like the green room of fitness. Green room was a place that people really excelled, and they got really good at flipping, whether it be FBA, liquidation, OA, RA, all that crap. I mean, people just got to get around like-minded people, pick their brains. And we're going to do that for fitness, kind of like the same mentality, except way better. And we're going to do that for fitness. So it's like going to be impossible for you to like be there as a member and like not change. So that's the goal 60 days from now. This is the reason why I'm filming a lot of workouts and stuff like that, because they're going to be actual workouts sitting there with videos and everything. So that way, when you go to a gym and you see the sheet and you go like, oh man, like, how do I do that? There's going to be a video showing you how to do that, Not to mention, there's going to be all sorts of stuff regarding lifestyle changing. There's going to be a mental fitness product in there too, which is pretty cool. That's already built, but there's going to be a lot of cool things. So, and I think if everything goes right, I talked to my business partner yesterday, there will be a free version of everything as well, or maybe a free trial too. Like we're trying to figure out, kind of like a 7-day free trial, or is there going to be a free section? And I'm pretty sure we settled on the fact that there's going to be a free section where people can really kind of get their feet wet. And then there's going to be like this accelerated super incubator section where I'm going to be most of the time. And yeah, it's It's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of check-ins, a lot of fun. And with everything, if everything runs smoothly, and we're gonna have little meetups in town too, which is gonna be nice, kind of like green room meetups, just have fitness meetups. They're gonna be kind of fun. They're gonna be fun. You're gonna learn a lot of things. So anyway, yeah. So that's the little fitness story and everything like that. If you have any more questions, let me know. Outside of that, I'm gonna probably try to go to Trader Joe's, pick up this bike. I'll stick around for one more question. So who's gonna be the lucky person to get a question out? Let me know. There is a question that came in right here. It says, "Hey Chris, have you talked to anyone about beet chews or eating beets to lower your blood pressure?" I mean, everyone should know about eating beets to lower your blood pressure. It's also, obviously it's a vasodilator. You can also use it during workouts to get really good pumps. We do have a Reds powder, Organic Muscle does, just so you know. So here's the greens blend, but there's a Reds blend as well. So that one's really good, 20 calories. It's an incredible, it has pomegranate, tart cherry. There's beetroot powder in there. There's a bunch of other super amazing things. But yeah, so that one exists too. But you can just do normal. You can just go to Amazon and just look up organic beet. I even have some over there in that cupboard thing. And I think now we're running at maybe 10 calories or 5 calories. And you can put that as an addition into your pre-workout or something like that. Definitely help blood flow for sure. So to answer your question, eating beets, I find that eating beets has a very kind of colon cleansing effect. And I'm not talking about like, oh, isn't that kind of like Taco Bell? Like, no, way different. There's just this kind of magical kind of like digestive effect if you cut beets up into like good little cubes, whatever. And then you do the olive oil thing with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then maybe some rosemary, and then you bake them 475 for like, I don't know, 30 minutes, sometimes 45, to where they're like perfectly soft. Anyway, let them cool down a little bit, then you eat them, and they're great. They taste incredible. But it's like, man, like your digestion just like goes into like supercharged mode at that moment. It's crazy. So that's something that beets are known for as well. So vasodilating effects, yes, but they also do that too. They have like extreme like digestive effects as well. So our time is out says I buy the beets in the water and put them inside my salads. That's, I used to do things like that until I realized most of the beets that are in the water, at least the ones that I was getting, were in plastic bags and stuff like that. And I didn't want to mess with that anymore. I really don't want to have a whole lot of things that are sitting in plastic bags, unless it's something like dried beans or, rice. Okay, maybe, but I don't really want to be having things with liquids in plastic bags. And some of those beet plastic bags, they're supposed to be at room temperature. And this is where things get kind of dicey with plastic, because when they get heated up or at room temperature, they start to leach, and so especially when you heat things up in the microwave and Tupperwares, this is an absolute no-no. You should never in a million years heat up any food in some plastic plate, black Tupperware, whatever, and eat from it. Like, absolutely not. It's terrible for your endocrine system. Like, do your research and you'll see. So, it's really bad. I mean, plastic leaching is, they say it's the same thing. Like, if you're at a restaurant or at like an old diner, for example, and you look over your shoulder and there's like a kid looking at you and he's playing with the chair and like putting his mouth on the chair, like that enough, just doing that with the saliva and everything is enough for the plastic to leach into the kiddo, for example. So it's really, really like really crazy. And they do things on water bottles and REI, for example, like BPA friendly, whatever. And like BPA is just one of like maybe 100 things that they should have removed, and outlawed. But we think because we see BPA free, it's all safe now, we're good. But like, mind you, that most plastic things end up in people's cars, or they end up in like beaches, and the sun hits it and it starts warming it up, and this is where you get this like plastic leaching effect, which does mess with your endocrine system significantly. It's proven. So something to know. I always say that if you can afford, this is the reason why I like to buy beets. Okay. So like when I buy beets, they're all, they're in the section of the store that says like organic, cool. And I buy them, and there's like always the Mr. Jets, it's like, shh, every like 5 minutes, the Mr. Jets provide, adequate amounts of water to like the carrots and the beets and the cilantro or whatever. And you kind of pick it up and you still see some dirt on it. And you're like, all right, so it has like the beet stalk and the leaves, right? And as long as I don't see a ton of like little holes in the leaves, what I do is I take scissors and I take a skillet, put a little bit of avocado oil on there, and I just cut these leaves in little pieces, and then I skillet them and I eat them. Super good for your digestive system, super good. But then I'll cut it all the way down to and then when I get to the actual kind of like stalk part, then that needs a little bit more cook time. So, and then I'll just put the beets in a bag, or I'll put them in not a bag, but sometimes like a bowl, a ceramic bowl, and I'll leave them in the fridge for when I actually do want to cook them. But usually the very first thing I do when I get beets is I'll cut up the leaves and I'll cut up the fibrous stalk. And the fibrous stalk does need about 3 times more cooking time than the leaves do, to where when you eat it, it's not fibrous. So, and then I eat all that. It's very good for your digestive system, super good for your gut. And yeah, I don't know how much healthier I can do it, outside of maybe being at a farmer's market and getting the dirtiest beets that I can see. And I'll be like, all right, those were just pulled. Like, I want those, and then even with that, I would, clean them, but I wouldn't want to clean them 100%, right? You do want some of that dirt on there, and you want to eat some of that dirt. It's really important for your gut biome, super important. So it's a way that you can kind of sink, the fungi in the earth where that farm was, which is probably not terribly far from where you live. And anytime you can kind of sync with the mycelial network of wherever you are, it's always better for your system. So this is the reason why you shouldn't wash certain things that have been picked out of the ground, all the way through, and wash every little piece of dirt off of there and sand particle. Sometimes you don't, it's not as beneficial to do that. So anyway, JP, I'm not big on vinaigrette type dressings. Yeah, usually dressings, when I hear dressings and when you hear dressings, you should automatically start looking for 3 oils. And if you don't see these 3 oils, you should just throw it in the garbage. Okay. So the 3 oils are going to be avocado, coconut, and olive. That's it. And even olive, you want to find extra virgin olive oil, not some olive oil blend with some safflower, sunflower crap in there. You don't want that. You definitely don't want any rapeseed, grapeseed, safflower, sunflower, canola, palm kernel, rice bran. You don't want any of those. You just don't want any of those. Highly inflammatory, really bad for your gut, terrible for your system. You just don't want those. And those are commonly found in most dressings. This is why I don't use dressings, unless it's some Primal Kitchen stuff that has usually avocado oil in it. But yeah. But he's so the guy's basically saying, JP's I'm not a big fan of vinaigrette type dressings, so I don't eat salads often. Salads are good for you. You can kind of get dicey with the whole kale and spinach thing. Spinach, kale, E. coli problems, sometimes even more than chicken and meat now. So, you're kind of rolling the dice with that. I know with raw spinach, for example, definitely rolling the dice, because there's definitely some defense chemicals in those things that shouldn't be in the human body. So just so you know. Outside of that, raw steamed broccoli, broccolini, Brussels sprouts, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, if it's around and you can get to it, cook it up and eat it. But you also have to remember, is the more you cook something like that, the less nutritious it is typically. So you do want to be vigilant when it comes down to if you want vitamins and minerals in its natural source, you're going to want to consume, high grade meats, fruits, vegetables, legumes, and yeah. And the more that we alter those things, the less of the nutritional benefit that those things have benefits us. So something to think about. Thoughts on oat milk from Al. I like oat milk, but when I see anything north of 3 ingredients, 4 ingredients, 5 ingredients in milks and stuff like that, I kind of steer away from those. Doesn't matter if it's almond, soy, oat, coconut. A lot of oat milks, strangely enough, will have sunflower oil in them. And it's super bizarre. But to get this perfect consistency to where the buyer is buying it all the time, not to mention that a majority of those oat milk things are in what's called a Tetra Pak. And these are those kind of cardboard looking, rectangular things. And inside of those things, guess what's inside? A thin layer of plastic. That's right. So you don't want to be messing around with this kind of stuff, If you're going to be doing any kind of milk, oat milk or whatever, try to get it in a glass bottle. Go to a farmer's market, get your milk from a glass bottle, seriously. Or when you go to the store, seek out a glass bottle. Super important. JP says, yep, I fry my turkey burgers in coconut oil. That's great. So there was like a thing, there were some salmon burgers at Costco that I used to buy all the time back in the day. And then I stopped buying them because I stopped buying them like 3 or 4 years ago because, dude, there's like canola oil sitting in there. Obviously, the salmon burgers were wild salmon burgers from Trident, you know, and it's like it had like some salt and some. Okay, cool. I'm okay with salt, you know. I can't remember if there was any annatto for coloring or anything like that, but there was canola oil was like the third ingredient. I'm like, okay, I don't want that in my salmon. Like, I don't need some janky, you know. Trident was like the Purdue or Tyson of like fish. So it was already kind of a push, or how do I say it? It was already kind of a stretch that I was buying this in the first place because it's Trident. Like, I don't trust that. I don't trust Morley's. I don't trust, I don't trust any of these things. I just don't. I mean, do you trust Tyson chicken? Do you trust Purdue? Do you? I mean, do you? You shouldn't. Yeah. So that was just one of those things that I got rid of 3 or 4 years ago. And I'm glad because I don't want that trash in my body. Al's saying maybe I should lay off the Oatly then. Look, I mean, like I said, find out why you're using it in the first place. If you're using it because like, well, it's the whole like lactose thing, and like, okay, like you can get kind of lactose-free milk. Try to find it in a glass jar if you can, and then be open to raw milk. Like that's probably my next step in my life. I'm just like, oh, I got a contract with a place. I have to get a contract with a place to get raw milk, because obviously there's like legal things where you can't just sell it in a store, but you can actually do drop-offs and pickups at farmers markets and things like that. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, a lot of little loopholes and gray areas, but you can get it done. So that's one of the things that I'm going to do. I know raw milk, the stuff that I'm looking at is around 11 to 14 bucks a gallon, just so you know. And guess what? Does my mind go, that's too expensive? No, absolutely not. Is it like medicine for my gut? It probably will be. So yeah, and plus I remember, man, I almost went with this one company, but then I realized they only go to like one farmer's market in town that's on Sunday, which is like a total CF, if you know what the word means, CF, cluster F, you know what I'm talking about. And you walk up to the tent's just sitting there. They don't have any like Stripe payment card, or they don't have any, the thing that goes on top of your phone. They're not taking any payments for anything. I'm like, what's going on? And I realized what's going on. I made it very clear what was going on. They're a raw milk company, but there's literally no product there, right? And the only product that was there is in coolers. You can't buy it. I'm like, okay, this must be some like subscription meetup thing. And it was. So imagine that, right? They're just there for education, and they're there to, supply the 100 orders that they had, for the past week that wanted to pick it up at the farmer's market between 11 and 2 o'clock at this one location in Austin, Texas. Pretty cool, right? And the guy that I was talking to and the girl that I was talking to, guess what? Their skin looked good. They looked great. They were vibrant. They looked happy. They looked like, I don't know, they looked like they probably don't drink that much. They just looked like not party animals. They just looked like they were taking their health very seriously at a very young age. So, they say the human body is really, not the human body, but they say that the human brain combined with the eyes is very intelligent in the sense that we can read very quickly when somebody is off, right? You can see a picture of someone you don't know, and you can kind of quickly within like nanoseconds figure out like sick or healthy, and I guess that's what I'm kind of getting to when I saw the people at the farmers market, the younger people. I was looking at them and I was like, that's vibrant. Like I can just tell, like quickly my mind was like, no, you're not some sick person, no bags under the eyes, nothing weird. Like that was healthy. I could just see it. Now he wasn't like the super most articulate person, but that doesn't matter. That healthy isn't articulate at that point. It's like maybe English is not his primary language. I don't know. Yeah, he sounded a little Dutch or something, but he looked super healthy. There wasn't not like a single blemish on his face. And my girlfriend even was like, yeah, his skin looks really good. So there's a lot of reasons why we have to start looking at our, gut biome and everything like that, and all the ingredients that go into our diet, because that affects so much stuff. They always say that your gut is your second brain, for example. So, you don't want to feel sluggish. You don't want it to feel like you're putting crappy ingredients in it. It's very, 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 very easy to find crappy ingredients, okay? It is very easy. Every single person tuning into this show right now has things that are not optimal in your pantry. I even have a little bit, okay? But the more times we educate ourselves and look at that and ask ourselves real questions like, is this what I want in my body? Would I want some subpar oil in my car, for example? If someone was like, this is really generic, like Western culture oil, like put it in your car, it'll drive well. Do you wanna? You'd be like, nah, I think I'll just buy some good oil. Like I like my car. I like it running good. I don't want it to overheat and blow itself up. You would think that, right? So we are the car, At the end of the day, there's no more. You don't get another body. You can get like 20 different cars in your lifetime, but you're not going to have 20 different bodies in your lifetime. You're going to get one. And it's like, how do you look at this thing and go, I want the most out of it, The way I look at it is like kind of like one of those. There's 2 Tundras now in the country that have hit over 1 million miles, 2 Toyota Tundras. And I look at my body as like a Toyota Tundra. I'm like, I could be the 3rd Toyota Tundra. That's the way I look at it. And it's like, why not? And even if you couldn't control it to that extent, just the placebo effect of me thinking that is even possible has some gravity in this matter as well. Like placebo is everything. Thoughts are everything. Thoughts are how you believe. If you believe like you suck and you're not worthy of anything, guess what? You manifest it in your everything, your emotions, your interactions, everything. You manifest that into something much larger. So if you think you're great, or you think you're healthy, or if you think, on an every day, every hour standpoint, you're like, I'm healthy. And you ask yourself, well, why am I healthy? Oh yeah, like my ingredients are good. I work out a lot. I do a lot of cardio. I engage in activities that make me happy. I've got love with my girlfriend. I touch base with my parents every evening. I got a great brother. I have a house. Like feel grateful. And so these are the things that I think about sometimes and go, this is real health. This is wealth, and everything that I eat and consume, and like, this is my body. It's going into my car. Like I have to make sure, right? So this is some interesting kind of questions coming in. Our time is out. What's a good body fat to have? If you're a guy, I would comfortably say that you would want to be somewhere between I think it's possible for everyone to get between 12 and 18. Yeah, 12 and 18. I think below 12, it's cool for print and media and a couple shots here and there at the beach, but like everyday living, I don't know. I don't know. 12. I would say 12 to 18 would be a really good goal to shoot for. Little Debbie's cakes are bad for me. LOL. Yeah, they're really bad for you. It's probably like 30 to 40 ingredients. One of those things. Think about that for a second. Think about all those chances of, what are the chances that those 40 ingredients are good for you? Not to mention, you probably couldn't even pronounce 10 of them. What are the chances? And it's in a box, and each thing in the box is in plastic. Each thing is shelf stable to like, I don't know how many years. And that's the thing about real food. Like real food typically goes bad pretty quick, So Little Debbie cakes ain't real food. I mean, sure, we all grew up with that crap, And every now and then it's cool to revisit some stuff like that, but it shouldn't be part of your every day, every week, or every month forte, Just, I think it's really important to listen to your body, right? And your body, in a way, if it's deficient in something, it kind of makes you think about a natural way to get it in you. Like my girlfriend, when she is on her period, for example, she's like just craves meat, right? She craves iron. It's no surprise. Every woman does at that time. And it's interesting because like just this biological thing, like even if you didn't know what meat was, you would just be like, I need to eat that thing over there that came from that animal, whatever that is. When I eat it, the craving kind of goes away, So like the bodies are really interesting like that. When you're undercaloried or you're under, you don't have as many carbohydrates as you need versus your energy expenditure for the day, your body will make you think certain things. It'll be like, go eat a pizza, dude. Like, you see those bananas over there? Like eat like 3 of them, So you have to kind of get to the part where you get really smart about it. And I think that kind of happens way later in life because I was never really paying attention to those cravings in my 30s or my 20s. But then in my 40s, I'm like, wow, these like cravings are very specific in a way, you know? It's like one of my cravings a week ago was a half-pound burger, you know? And I was like, it's the only thing my mind was thinking about for like 2 days straight is like half-pound burger, half-pound burger, half-pound burger. So I got one. And I felt great. And then after that, guess what? I didn't think about the half-pound burger anymore. It was bizarre. So anyway, here's a question. What do you think about a cheat day? What do you think about a cheat day for treating yourself sometimes? I think it's great. That's where I'm going towards. It's like, listen to, you know, after you eat really healthy, right? Just listen to your body. Sometimes my body goes, Chris, Krispy Kreme, a dozen donuts, go get it, you know? But that's like once every, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, maybe even once every 6 months. Now just listen to it. Last weekend, I just wasn't around Central Austin, so I didn't capitalize on it. For 2 days, I was thinking, my body was thinking, morning time, fresh croissant, butter. Very specific, right? And I was like, man, I could totally listen to it. But I'm in North Austin. There's not great bakeries around here. I'm not just going to get some chintzy, crappy, you know, clapped out croissant, you know, 50,000 mile croissant, only used once. No, I'm not going to get some clapped out croissant when I can afford a good croissant, you know, and all the good stuff is in Central Austin. So anyway, yeah, I think we, you know, when we start listening to our bodies, it's just like when you run a really long period of time or a long distance or you mountain bike a bunch. It's like water feels good, you know, a little bit of a chill, some ice in there, a little bit. Okay, that feels good. But you know what feels really good? Are actual like electrolytes and salt. You know, when you get that, you're like, oh my gosh, you can like feel it going through like all your everything in your every little cell in your body. You just feel it. It like surges through. That's why Gatorade feels so good when you drink it sometimes. But if it was just water, when it feels good, it doesn't feel as good, right? So your body's smart. Silver Hair Stacker. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about real quick. He said, your 50-year class reunion. Holy moly. Is this summer. Would be great to fit in my high school 38 long letter jacket. Hey, make it a goal, man. Just go for it. Go for it. But here's the thing. Make it a goal to do it for that time, cool. But also make it a goal. If you don't make it, that's cool, like whatever. But just make it a lifelong goal. Just like the other person in the chat, like what's a good body fat, you know, like good healthy body fat for a male, I don't know, 12 to 18%. Go for it. And when you get there, ask yourself what that feels like. Do you feel good? Do you feel sexy? Do you feel like you can move? Are you a little bit more pain-free? Ask yourself those questions. And if the answer is like, hell yeah, then don't go back to being 20 or 30% body fat or obesity or anything. Don't go back to that. You know, it's really not that hard. You just got to like believe in yourself, and you got to surround yourself with people that are just doing it, which is why people shouldn't be working out at home. They need to go to gyms, you know, and they got to be around people that are taking this stuff very seriously, you know. So same kind of like, what's the energy of like shopping for some of your goods at a convenience store versus the energy of shopping for some kind of goods that go in your body when you're at a farmer's market? The energy is totally different, right? When you're at like convenience stores, the people that walk in and out and they're buying things there, you don't exactly have their stuff together, right? You know what I'm talking about? But you go to a farmer's market, you're like, oh, there's like hardly anyone overweight here, like, and everyone's on this like trying to be as paleo and primal and natural as possible, and everyone's like an entrepreneur and creating their own thing or like sharing all their stuff from their farm over there. And you know, it's just like health is wealth thing, a feeling. You don't get health as wealth as a feeling in a convenience store, for example. You get this impression like, and they got some stuff if you have a headache, and like some stuff if you've got vices. They've got stuff to put in your mouth and stuff that you can smoke and vapes, and it's just not the place you want to be. It's a very low energy kind of place. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I've talked for a while. Now it's time for me to go get a bike, go to Trader Joe's. I love all y'all, and thank you for tuning in with me. And sorry if it's a little long-winded, but at the end of the day, I take this stuff very seriously, you know, and lifestyle is a big deal for me. And so are garage sales, and so are shoes. So anyway, by the time this is not live, second link down below, you can go check out the shoe guide. Outside of that, wait 60 days, and I'll have something cool for you guys and gals out there. If you want to kind of dabble into changing your life and take it real seriously, like I want to have something for you, okay? But it's really good to see everybody here. Barter Mania. Cheers. Our time is out. Thanks, Chris. And thank you so much for being here. Ken, this is 15. Good to see you, man. And I hope everyone has a stellar weekend. If you decide to go reselling this weekend, thrift stores, garage sales, flea markets, pawn shops, swap meets, whatever, good luck. Okay. Good luck. And go get some cheddar. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Bye.